We've all heard it before. Your first chapter must hook readers. If readers aren't invested in what you have to say right away, they'll move on. That's why I'm sharing 6 questions to ask yourself about your first chapter. Let's get started. Hey guys, Nour here and welcome back to my channel. For those visiting for the first time, hello! I'm the fantasy author of the novel Divinity Falling. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe for writing advice videos that will take your story to the next level. So whether you're just starting your first chapter or going back to edit it, these 6 questions will help you create an exciting chapter that readers will eat up. Question number 1. Does the first line make readers curious? You want to hook readers right from the first page or even paragraph. So what better way to start than by making the very first line engaging? I have an entire video on how to write a gripping first line, which you could check out in the card here. But essentially, your first line should make readers ask questions. When readers read your first line, they should be thinking, ooh, what's going on here? I'm not saying that they should be confused by the first line or its meaning. Instead, they should be intrigued by what the first line is hinting is to come. Question number 2. Does the story start where it should? Since you want to hook readers immediately, you don't want to start the story in the middle of a boring scene. I've seen a lot of writers start the story by introducing the world in boring detail before they even introduce the main character or the main conflict. Skip all that. Hook readers with an exciting detail instead. Which brings me to question number 3. Can readers easily connect with the main character? Your first chapter should focus on the main character by highlighting their goals, emotions, and the issues they face. Why should we care about your main character? What makes us relate to them? Do they have desires we can relate to, such as the desire to be safe? Create an engaging first scene that helps us connect with the main character and root for them. And that's how you'll make sure your story starts where it should. Question number 4. Does the chapter establish a major conflict? This all ties back to your main character. What desire does your main character have? Now, what's standing in the way of their desire? If you can answer that question in the first chapter, readers will be hooked. They'll want to know how the character will overcome this conflict, so they'll keep reading. Question number 5. Are there too many details? The first chapter should just be like easing yourself into a cold swimming pool. You don't want to dip your readers in cold water all at once. If you share too many details about the main character's backstory and world, you'll overwhelm them. Stick with the essential details, the ones needed right now to understand and connect with your character. Don't overdo it. You have from chapter 2 onward to share more details. And question number 6. Does the chapter end on a compelling note? This is all about making readers crave chapter 2. They shouldn't finish chapter 1 thinking, maybe I'll read this later when I feel like it. Now, I'm not saying that the chapter ending needs to shock readers. It can if you do it right, but that's not necessary. However, it should end the way it started, by leaving readers intrigued. The first line got readers to wonder what's going on, what could happen next, and the last lines of the chapter should also have the same effect. So that's all I have for you today. I'd love to know, do you enjoy writing your first chapter? Let me know in the comments. For me, the first chapter is always the hardest but most rewarding to write, and it's always one of my favorite chapters. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe because I put out writing advice videos every other Wednesday that will help you take your story to the next level. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media to see what I'm up to from day to day and to chat with me. And before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Frayne, Alan J. Early, and Noah Kwavanti from my shout out tier over on Patreon, as well as all my amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate you. And remember, Nour for president!